What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's going on with the overall market, what you should be watching for as time progresses. I'm also going to break down some very important levels on Tesla, SPY, and a couple of other tickers. But before I break anything down about all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I'm firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you are guaranteed up to 12 free stocks. This offer ends in just 4 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with Tesla in the market. Tesla's continuing to sell off right now, and we have some very, very important support to be watching for. Just like SPY, we saw this thing kind of like pop when we opened. We sold off a little bit. We got another pop, sold off very, very hard. We got another pop right back up to this like 211 area, and then we continue to sell off. Our resistance was also at 212 for the day, so there are going to be more levels to watch for on Tesla. But right now, just know that we are on a downtrend at the time I'm recording this. So what happened today? The PCE data came out in the morning, and the numbers were quite decent. We also saw Amazon holding up quite nicely because of the fact that Amazon had its earnings and it did relatively well. So thanks to those catalysts, there was potential for upside in the markets, especially because of the fact that we had over 1 million puts expiring with a max pain of 418 for SPY right now. However, despite this, despite all this data coming out suggesting upside was a possibility, also looking at the options chain, we had a very high open interest for that 415 strike right over here. Despite all of that, though, it doesn't really change anything. The market is still bearish, and the market is still continuing to sell off as the sellers have the edge. So we're not done with October yet. So the market is still selling off. There could be upside, and I still believe there's going to likely be upside for November/December. I think there could be an end of the year rally, but we're not ready yet. And the market has more selling. The market is still looking bearish. So let's just read the trend in real time as the market's looking weak. SPY has broken below that 411 support, and now we're testing 410. Tesla's also breaking down a little bit, but we're going to be watching these key levels. So Tesla has support right now at 207 and resistance at 208. We've broken, and if we do end up breaking 207, watch 206.7. If we lose that, I could see it getting very close to the 205s. And if those fail us, 202.5 is a real possibility, and also 203.5. For resistance, watch 208. That's where we have a lot of chop. If we break this, it could get very close to 210, then 212, and 214. Right now, I anticipate that Tesla is going to continue to just chop around a bit, but it's looking a little weaker while it does so. So it's kind of like chopping, and downtrending. So it's looking kind of weak because of SPY, and the sellers still have a massive edge in the market. So just be very careful as we're continuing to see sellers gain the edge. Tesla also has a possible head and shoulders developing up here. So we have like a left shoulder here, a head up here, and then a right shoulder, which could lead to more downside as time goes on towards these imbalances in the low 200s. So the chart of Tesla is looking more bearish now. Things have flipped, and that's despite how many short positions there were and the bullish news that came out. Now, on top of this, when it comes to SPY, it's also looking quite bearish. We continue to sell off. So we basically dropped first from the slight bullish divergence here, rebounded, but then this failed, and this move led to a bearish divergence, which led to a bigger sell-off. So very, very mixed, tricky technicals in the morning, lots of chop. We also had a possible inverse head and shoulders trying to develop right here. You guys can see it right here. And it was trying to develop the left shoulder, right, the right shoulder, the head, but it ended up failing. This was another trap, and this thing just continued to sell off. So watch 410 on SPY. If we lose this, we're going to sink towards 409 as the next major support. Watch 410.25 to about 410 as critical support. Resistance, watch 411. If we break that, watch 411.5, 412, and then 412.5, and then 413.3. But right now we're looking more bearish. We're going to be testing 410 very soon. We could even break below it, so just be very careful. The market looks more bearish. For Nvda, we made an attempt to bounce and we ended up failing once again. Nvidia tried to get back above 410. It was trying in the morning, and we saw lots of chop, and then we ended up failing. So now for Nvidia, watch that 400 support. If we lose this, expect it to come all the way down towards 398 and then 395 all over again. So watch 400 is critical support now. We're also testing 402 as support. That's not necessarily the strongest of supports, but we're just barely holding on to it. And for resistance, we have critical resistance at 405, and above that we have this level close to about this 410 area. So 407 to 409, and then 410 is the next resistance. We look more bearish, guys. We're going to likely see more selling, so just be very careful and make sure you watch support very, very carefully. For the QQQ, this made an attempt to bounce, hitting 349, but it failed after that, unfortunately. And we're continuing to sell off. We look more bearish. Going to be watching 344 as key supports. If we lose it, watch 342.63 and 340. We're looking more bearish, guys. So watch these technicals levels and these supports, and watch 345 as resistance, 345.8, 346.5, and 348. For Apple stock, we're also looking more bearish. Apple attempted to bounce and ended up just failing. It tried to bounce. It was holding up very nicely for the first 2 hours, then it just failed. And now we have this distributive structure that developed on it. Unfortunately, we have like a head and shoulders like pattern, and it ended up failing. So I was wrong about Apple trying to hold above 168. We actually broke below it. And if we keep selling off, you're going to be watching some key support levels. So you're going to be watching some support right here at 167.4. If we lose that, watch 167, 166.6, and then 166 flat and 165. For resistance, watch 168. If we break this, watch 168.5 and 169. Overall, it's looking more bearish, so just be very careful. So, guys, I was wrong. I admit it. I thought the market would try to make an attempt to bounce thanks to all these technicals developing and also based off the options chain. But it ended up failing despite a decent PCE report and etc. So watch these levels and just know that the market ended up failing, and the bears have the edge, unfortunately, for the bulls. And it's not really good or bad. It's just like in favor of one side over the other. I know most people were hoping we'd get that balance, and it was a bummer, right? I also took a red day today. I lost money trying to trade. Today, I made a mistake, and it happens to everyone. No matter how experienced you are, how good at trading you are, we all make mistakes. This was my third red day for the entire month. Mistakes happen, but I was green for almost every other day besides those three. It happens, but the thing about having red days would be you don't really let them get the best of you. It could really change your sentiment for the day. That's why it's important to kind of like step away, regroup, look back at your mistakes, and just learn from them and just keep pushing forward. Do not let them get the best of you, guys. We can succeed. Never ever give up. Many of us are very successful traders, and never ever let this get the best of you. So, yes, unexpected things could happen. It's a part of trading, but I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm sure you guys are not going to do the same thing. Do not let it stop you either, and keep on pushing forward. All right, that's my message for the day. The market looks bearish. There's going to be likely more downside coming. SPY I think it just broke below 410. So, with the market looking bearish, watch support and do what you have to do. And I will see you guys in the next video very, very soon. Thank you all so much for listening. Remain calm, cool, and collected, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again, and peace out.